What's up? Can you tell my voice is 33 years old now? Yay. I had my birthday, my solar return. I want to talk about that. I was kind of thinking of things to talk about for this episode. And in my head, it's like, oh, 33 things I've learned in my, well, I guess technically it'd be like 32 things I've learned in my 32nd year. I was like, well, that sounds stupid. Too long. And I'm like, what's one main thing that I could really focus on? Oh my gosh. And if you're watching the video, you see a little smoke. It's just I have an incense going and I have the window open. So 33, I am excited because I think it's going to be a really awesome year. Like 32 has like showed me a lot of things. And I feel like I have done like so much shadow work and just like peeling back the layers of myself, which can be rough, peeling all of that stuff back. But once you get to the other side, it's 1000% worth it. And it's like your healing journey it's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to go have a reading done. Everything's cleared. Everything's wonderful. Yay. No, like that's not how it works. And like, how boring would it be if that's how it worked? I think the biggest thing, have I told you guys my biggest thing? I think, well, it's kind of a twofold thing. It's just like trusting myself and trusting the journey. Trusting myself and trusting the journey, which I think everyone could benefit from. Actually, take that back. I know everyone could benefit for that. There have been a lot of times in my life in the past year where I just wanted clarity on what was going to happen. Like if there was a decision to be made and you don't really know where it's going to go, and like being in that undecisive time is really uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. And like we crave clarity and knowing what the hell is going to happen. And I've come to learn like you need to be okay with sitting in that phase. You need to be okay with just trusting that everything is going to work out for your highest and greater good no matter what. And yes, if you're on the path to enlightenment and becoming the best version of you, things are going to fall apart and it may seem like pure fucking chaos sometimes. And you're like, why did I do this? Why? But, acknowledging those feelings and whatever you're feeling, whatever is coming up you know, is valid, and letting yourself let that shit out. I think as women, we may have been told like, oh my God, like you're so emotional or you cry so much, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I cry all the time now. I also have an open emotional authority center. So, or like energy center, not authority. It's not my authority. Not my authority, guys. But that's something you can definitely look up. And if your emotional energy center is open, you're taking shit in from a lot of people too. Energetic hygiene is a big one for me. There's like a little subset of things that I really need to be better at in year 33. If I'm being completely honest, I'm glad year 32 is done. It's been rough and I've had some very hard conversations in my life. I have lost someone close to me. And I don't know that I've really talked about that on the podcast because I didn't want to like go there and get too emotional. But it's weird having like I've never actually like, to be completely honest, I am incredibly lucky up until this point with the fact that I haven't really lost anyone so close to me until now. I haven't had grandparents since I was 16. That is when my last grandparent passed away. I only met two of my biological grandparents because the other two had passed away before I was born. So, well, in this lifetime. But my grandpa passed away when I was 10, and then my grandma passed away when I was 16. It's been, okay, y'all know, if you do the math, I just turned 33. I haven't had grandparents in my life as like an adult. So, my husband and I have been together since we were 17. Basically, I got like built-in grandparents with um becoming a part of his family, which was, wonderful. And his his paternal grandparents had passed away 2019, 2020, and then his maternal grandmother just passed away this year. It was That has been the hardest death I have ever had to deal with to date. Like, I can't imagine people, grieving someone that was like living in their house, or like a parent, a child, a sibling, well, a big one, your partner. Like, oh my gosh, just saying that stuff like stresses me out. But it just okay, we're so lucky to have all those people right here, right now. Like, stop being an asshole to everyone. Let's all be kind. It's just like a good reminder to just, yeah, even though life gets crazy and life gets busy, like, you have these people here now. Because she passed unexpectedly. I don't even know why I'm talking. All this came up, but she passed unexpectedly, and like, it sucked. And it was someone that I would text frequently and saw her frequently, and the kids, and she was a part of our lives. And there's like a void there now. And um I think also why I was so emotional last week was because both of our houses had gotten sold by the beginning of last week. And yeah, I just was not in the headspace to really do anything. It's just crazy how quickly things can change, and how, yeah, like, it just makes you think. And obviously, she was older, and, humans don't live. Like, we live a shorter lifespan, 80, 90, 100 years if you're lucky. But it just pulls me back into like being so grateful now, like present moment, present moment, present moment. I think that's a big thing with the whole, we're going to trust ourselves, we're going to trust the journey, we're going to stay in the present moment and trust. And yeah, it might be uncomfortable. I think a lot of the times things are going to be uncomfortable when you're doing something new, and you're maybe shedding old ways of doing things, and yada yada. But, just being grateful for the people in your life now, and not taking that for granted, honestly. And all I'm saying is, like, the people you love, the people who genuinely love you in your life, just make sure that they know that, and you let them know that. And you're just grateful for them, because you don't know when they're going to go. Nobody knows when they're going to go. It's part of the gig here is, you know, you're experiencing this human life, and you don't know when it's going to be up, or any people close to those people you love. Like, always tell the people you love that you love them. There's my little spiel on one of the one of the tougher parts of 32, along with just like really getting clarity on like what I want and what I want to do, and how um how I want to live my life, because I've been playing so small, and all of my spiritual, mystical, witchy, woo, all of the things I love, that business, Kayleen Jean, that I want to see that just fill up my life, so that I can reach other women and help them on their journey to becoming the most, aligned, authentic, badass version of themselves, and peeling back all all this shit I have done in the last 3 years. Is I feel like I like kind of the journey almost feels slow, but then it feels fast when you think of, just think of yourself 6 months ago. Would you have done XYZ? Or a year ago, or 2 years ago, and just how completely different. I think 3 years ago is when I had just quit my corporate job. So I was like a completely different bitch then. Like, I don't know that girl. I don't know her. And so that being said, really, and I feel like I've just been so wishy-washy and not, accepting the gifts, like the things I can do and the information I can channel, the knowledge I have about astrology and human design and all the shit I love. It's like speaking a different language. It is so potent and it is so good. And I am, like I said, just like I have an episode, a couple, I don't know, it's like a few back. It's like celebrating 100 episodes and which is not that far back. But how I want to step into being more authentically me and more storytelling and I don't know, just like how I would actually act when I'm with one of my best friends. Like, how would I actually talk? Like, that is the version of me like I want to give out there because then I'm attracting, the women that I'm meant to help in this lifetime because very, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh. Well, I very much believe, like, I don't know what I'm thinking about that. Okay. So let's do a little lesson here. But like your soul definitely came here with other beings and they might not necessarily be in your immediate family. I'm beginning to think that a lot of, the versions of us that, you know, are interested in this stuff and kind of like floating more into that like 5D consciousness get plopped into these 3D family for a reason. Um and it can be hard and it can be very lonely until you find your people. Trust me. So, like, I'm wanting to create more community so that, women have, people that they can talk to, even if it isn't maybe somebody that lives, in the next town or in the same state, even. I have met women like in different countries that I know I could be like, hey, like, you want to record a podcast or you want to collab or you want to do this and or even just rooting and cheering them on and seeing how well they're doing. It's the coolest thing to actually just like start putting yourself out there and start meeting people that you have similar interests to. Like you guys are sharing the same interests. And I guess that's a big thing the past year or two. I've really gone from feeling so alone and before that was like kind of before my 32nd birthday. But like as I turned 32, I started to build more friendships and I have more women that I know that have the similar desires and like wanting to build a business and do readings and help other women and do energy work or do Reiki energy work, same thing, or do astrology readings or do human design. And it's so cool. And it's brought me, that's not a word. And it's brought me like people I can talk to or, just so much joy, honestly, is like the simple way to put it. Just like so much joy. And I'm so excited. Like I still have people in my real life. I have my friends that aren't as into this stuff, and that's okay. Like that is okay to have friends and family that aren't as into this stuff as you are. And you don't have to have all the same interests to love someone or like someone or whatever. But when you find your friends or your little group that do have the same interests, it makes it a hell of a lot more fun. Let me tell you. It just does. It truly does make it more fun. And I've been so grateful for the little community that I've, started to build for myself. And I just like want to ripple that out into the universe. That also another good thing about 32. And really just 33. I'm like 33 is well, an ancient master number, numerology. Ooh, I didn't even like pull that up. What am I thinking? But astrologically speaking, this is a fun thing we can do, folks. You can do this with your own birthday since we're on that beat. Okay, so there is like You take basically like this. If you see the video, you're taking a chart, a natal chart basically. There's an orb. And you can go through like on whatever year your birthday is. So let's see, I just turned 33. So we are looking at the 10th house. So it says like basically these are like themes of your year, astrologically speaking, using this and like give or take, whatever, because you also have a theme of your year numerologically speaking. That's always a fun word. So this just really takes your first house. So, first house self, and you're starting at 0. So I thought this was interesting with the kids too. Sidetrack. But, when you turn 1, it's like your second house. So your second house is like, kind of like possessions and resources and things like that. And, 2, 3, my daughter is 4. So 5th house is what? Children, pleasure, Leo, like fun vibes. And I'm like, yeah, she's all about that this year. But 33 for me is in the 10th house of career. And I'm like, hell yes, let's do this. I do not have any little babies right now. My children are pretty self-sufficient for the most part, and I can get that extra time more than I used to work on things like this and create more offers and create more things. And that's what I am intending on doing. And I really am like feeling that fire again, which feels really good because I felt my feelings last week, you guys. I felt them. I let them out and I am feeling better. Also did an like energy aura clearing this morning as well, which really helps if you haven't done that in a while. Like other things, I have a friend that just turned 40, so yeah, hers was 5th house again. Lots of fun in the next year for her. So if you just turned, I know someone that just turned 60. Oh my gosh, up again. 60 is like first house, self, looking at your appearance, body, really self-care and focusing on yourself, which I know all about that because that is what my North Node is in as well. Fun fact. So that a big theme of, business moving forward for me, it's going to help women really find who they are. Like I said, authentically aligned. Who are you actually? Who are you when you peel back all the programming and people pleasing shit and wanting to be liked by everyone? Like, who are you actually? What do you like? What do you like to do? I find it so interesting to, my interest from a few years back to now, totally different. Like, I'm still mostly the same person, but I'm growing into, what I genuinely like. And I'm not going to say I like something just to make somebody else happy. I think that just comes with your 30s too, for sure. So the last little tidbit I wanted to talk about, this episode is about birthdays and what I felt was most important in the last year. But I did like a solar return. So my friend had messaged me about a solar return chart, which I'm going to be completely honest, I know nothing about, you guys. So I like pulled it up on astro.com. And you've got your natal birth chart basically. So your sun is in the exact same place as it was when you were born. And then it's basically where the planets are transiting now, if I'm interpreting this correctly, because it's like Jupiter's in Cancer, Pluto's in Aquarius. What else do we got? Well, where'd Saturn go? Yep, Saturn's in Pisces because it retrograded. Okay, yes. So it's like looking at the current transits where the planets are now. And then so the only thing the same as your birth chart would be your sun, which is interesting. I'm looking at it Placidus style. And my sun is in the 10th house of career, which I think whole signs is the 11th house. Wow, we're going to have to dig into that more later. Like, ooh, I don't think I've ever noticed that about myself. Okay, but it's saying that basically okay, sorry. I did a little Googling. It's like a snapshot of this. Yes, blah, blah, blah. supposed to be like the themes, opportunities, and challenges for your year ahead. So basically, you could take the houses in the planets and look at where things are going to go. Apparently, for where I was born, the rising sign was Cancer for my solar return. I just lied, Capricorn. Saturn and Neptune are in Pisces. So is Neptune in Pisces too? Kind of. I don't know what this chart. Okay, this is a great example, everyone. I want you to hear this now. ChatGPT is not always going to give you correct information because as I am pulling, because you don't know, I have no idea. Like I love the astrological questions or whatever. It can be a good tool for some things, but you can't replace like a human being actually looking at your chart because they are saying that they, as in ChatGPT, is saying that Saturn and Neptune are in Pisces in my second house, which is not even close. Like not even close on this chart. So, and then it says that Jupiter's in the seventh house for me, which is in the eighth house. So take that stuff, that perfect example, take it with a grain of salt. So it might be a cool thing to look up if that's something you're interested in. I think having a transit reading is really interesting too. I have a friend that does that. But to wrap up this little short and sweet episode, kind of short and sweet, I'm very excited for the opportunities that lie ahead. I have a lot of ideas for things that are going to be coming out and that I'm offering, and you're going to hear from me much more. You're going to see me much more. I plan on being just more visible and like excited about things because I really am. Like I truly am excited about things. And October is going to be kind of crazy for me. It's going to be really busy, but I think that's going to be good. And it'll help me, keep that little structure. And I've got a lot of like Capricorn and Virgo energy like towards my business right now, which is okay. That's good. That's really what I need. And I guess the most important takeaway I would say is really, yeah, just trust yourself and trust this journey. Like I said, it's going to be like this. If you're on YouTube, this is my new tattoo that I got for my birthday. Trusting the journey. Because I was going like this and I was like, oh yeah, there's my new tattoo. Your journey is like this. And you're not going to figure everything out in freaking 6 months or whatever. It's going to take some time and things are going to unfold as they should. And you don't have to worry about missing something or someone, because if something or someone is meant for you, like it is going to be in your life, and just being really present in that present moment. Because when you start venturing too much into the future, you're just going to be anxious about things. And if you just start dwelling in the past, you're going to be depressed about things. So really anchoring into that present moment and trusting the journey. That is what we are going to take moving forward in this year, and I can't wait to see where the rest of year 33 takes us. I totally appreciate you listening, and stay tuned for some more fun episodes and lots of guests coming on. It's going to be a good way to wrap up 2025. See you next time.